Hey guys, what's going on? I'm going to continue with my LuxAlgo Premium Review series of videos. I think it's worth your while to check out the LuxAlgo Premium Review on my blog, which will be linked in the description below. You can check it out. I basically put everything on here that you need to make a decision whether you want to buy this service or not. The best way to do it is to click on my referral link here. I get a small commission if you do that. You can use STA30 at that link and it will give you 30% off the LuxAlgo indicators. This works out to be about $100 for 3 months. Absolute bargain in my opinion. I'm having a lot of fun and a lot of success trading these signals, so it's definitely worth checking out for that type of price. Total bargain compared to some of the services out there that are $1,000, $2,000 or $3,000 a year, for example. Definitely highly recommend checking it out. So make sure you come to this article, check it out there. And what we have here is a bunch of videos, so instead of browsing my YouTube channel, you can just come and find all the videos on this article. I've also written a lot about the different things. As I go through the different strategies and settings, I'm also going to be updating this article so you guys can see what I'm using and having success or failure with, and check it out from there. So here's all the videos down the bottom, so if you've missed those videos, you can see how I did this day trade here, for example, for a $1,000 profit. This 50% winning trade, and what I've been doing up to now is using the confirmation signals. So for you guys that have this LuxAlgo, you go into the menu right here. What I've been using in the signal mode is this confirmation and exits thing so far, in combination with the reversal zones. So you guys have probably seen those videos if you've been following this, and that's worked really well for me and a few other people that I know that are using this program are having success with that. So there's no real reason to mess with that, but I really want to go through and explore the full power of LuxAlgo because this is a pretty powerful, complex program. There's a lot of stuff in here, and you can tailor make your own strategies and testings and come up with what you think will work for you. So although I found a strategy that works really well, which is this confirmation plus exits with the reversal zones, which has been really good, I want to test some of these other things like the smart trail and the trend tracer and things, but also this contrarian and exits, which is the main other mode, right, for the signals. So the confirmation stuff works really well in trending markets, so if you've got a nice uptrend or downtrend, these work really well. What I like about LuxAlgo though is they're actually adding in another signal mode, which is this contrarian indicators, which are supposed to work at least better in choppy markets than the confirmation plus exit. This is really unusual. Normally these systems, these premium indicator systems, they don't change based on the market, and that can lead to a lot of false signals and things. So if this contrarian plus exits thing works, then it'll give me something to do when the market is really choppy, which we've seen a lot over the last year, where you really don't have much of a trend. Like you've got these choppy markets. So let's have a look and see what happens when we click on this. I'm going to show you a full strategy that I've been testing. It seems to work quite well. So something that if you have this program, you might want to look into a little bit more and see if it's something that will work for you. It's a scalping strategy. It's using the contrarian mode with the smart trail of all things. So let's have a look and see what happens. You click on this, we should see the contrarian indicators popping up in the background here. I will maximize the screen so you guys can see it. So you can see here that we have these signals, and the idea here is that we're going to see our reversal points. And so you can see it's not the most accurate right off the bat, right? And maybe that's because we're trending a bit more, who knows. But you can see that this downsell signal here really didn't work at all. This is the 1 minute chart on SPY, by the way. So you can see again it failed, sort of worked here, maybe. So you had a little profit taken there, so like this move, I guess. That's about 5 to 10 minutes of trading. Again, it failed here though. So by itself, I'm not overly impressed with this indicator. So I don't know if you guys have tried it. If you zoom out a little bit, you can see it does call tops and from further out. So tops and bottoms is what it's supposed to do. You can see this one right here kind of worked. Some of these like here and here. Some of these, like this one, probably a quick drop here. But overall, I'm not the most impressed with the contrarian indicators. Now, maybe you guys have used this and you realize I'm missing something here. But my first impressions of the contrarian indicator are not that great, at least on the shorter time frames. Let's take a look on the 5 minute and see if it looks any more reliable. A little slow to load there. And so you can see a lot of these are not particularly strong. Like these are all kind of failed signals from what I can see. Let me get the tool to mark some of these things so you guys know what I'm talking about. Let's just use the brush. I think that should work. Yeah. So going through them, you can see like this one's not bad. Like right here, You had a bullish buy signal, kind of worked. But generally, like, I've not been as impressed with it as the confirmation. And maybe, like I said, it's the market. Who knows? Let's have a look on a slightly longer frame. I'm going to show you in a few minutes what I have found works a little bit better though, which is a combination of a couple of these things. So let's just have a look. Maybe it works a little better here. You can see like these are quick scalps maybe. This is the 1 hour chart, so I guess it's a bit slower. You can see some of these tops are marked quite well. This one's marked okay. This would have been a pretty miserable fail. So yeah, not the best right off the bat. Some of these work, some of them don't. I'd say just looking at it, I've not backtested all these things. I'm not a big believer in backtesting, honestly, because let's face it, your emotions come into backtesting and you're not going to get a similar result to the backtest. Sometimes you'll do better, sometimes you'll do worse. So I haven't thoroughly backtested any of these or anything, but you can see kind of eyeballing it. I wouldn't trust these as much as I have with the other strategy, with the confirmation strategy that we've been using. So, however, there is a little trick that I came up with, which I think you guys might find useful. So these are the price action concepts. I'm going to go into the menu right here. And so what I found is adding the smart trail and putting this to like 10. So the smart trail is now marked on the charts. Now it's a little bit tricky to see. I'll go full screen again so you guys can see it, and I'll explain it a little bit more. So anyway. So if we zoom in here, what you see is this sort of blue fuzzy cloud and a stronger trend line here. So if you look at the cloud here, for example, you can see that we test the trend line a few times. So this is a trailing trend trailer thing. And so you can see that as we hit this, we often use it as support. So you can see it here, and you can see it like really nicely here. And then again up here. And so what I found to be useful is when you get a test of this is to go long, right? So you can see we're testing the cloud here. You can go long here, let it ride up, and often what you'll find is you'll get one of these contrarian signals to exit. So you're using this as basically support. And then to exit, you're looking for a reversal signal right here, for example. And you can see we actually have quite a good way, a good success rate with this. It's not perfect like everything. I can keep drawing lines on here. I need to get rid of this thing. Let me just zoom along manually and kind of see. Scrunch this up a little bit more. So here's another good example. We tested the cloud. Let me just exit here and get rid of the paintbrush. I'm just go into the select thing here. Not going to mark too much. So it works in both directions, right? So I showed you some there. Move along here. Again, this worked really well. You test the cloud for the blue support and then move up and then sell on one of these contrarian signals. And it works a fair bit. So again, tested the cloud here. You would buy, so you're kind of ignoring the signals for entries. So you're really just using the contrarian signals as exit signals. So we tested the cloud here, immediately moved up nicely, and you could use this signal as an exit. And same here. Same here. Same here. And so you can see it's pretty reliable. And so you can do the opposite as well, so you can short it. So for example, you're testing the resistance here. So this is the red trailing thing as well, and then you can take profits down here. Unfortunately here it's looking like the exits are a little trickier. There's no buy signals until here, so you do the opposite, right? You'd short here and then you'd hope a buy signal would come in to close the position. And this is the 1 hour chart. Let's have a look at the 1 minute chart and see, because this is kind of a scalping strategy. From what I can see, it looks like it works better for quick scalps. So let's have a look at some of the 1 minute stuff. Bring this down. Let's hit the reset thing here like that. Oh yeah. So okay, so on the 1 minute you can see the shorts work a lot better. So okay, so let's just start looking at these. So you've got a retest here. Let me get my brush out again. So you have a retest here. So that would be your entrance. Your exit would be here, based on this signal. Retest of this support here, exit here. Same again here, enter here on the test of this trailing support, exit on this guy here. Obviously this worked a lot better, but you're just taking these scalps. These would be like 10-minute trades or so. So let's have a look. This is like a good part here to show you the downside. So the opposite would be true if you're shorting this thing, obviously. Try and let this come into... So you can see that it's testing the cloud, and it's kind of faint, but hopefully you can see it. Testing the cloud here, so you'd short, then you'd cover here. Same again here as it tests the cloud. This is the cloud here. It's a little bit faint. You can adjust these colors and things, but I'm kind of pathetic with TradingView at the moment, so you can see that this is really a cloud. And so you can see that you could have shorted again here and then covered down here. So to me, this strategy looks like it would be good for people like me that like to do 1 minute SPY scalping, so you don't have much time to watch things all day or spend hours in a trade. You can kind of just you know, take these quick trades. So yeah, it's good on these short time frames. You can see again it works pretty well, like in this section. Let's just like zoom out a bit more. So I'm just trying to pick areas. You can see again it worked on here. I think it's an interesting strategy. So to kind of recap, what I've done here is set up the contrarian indicators, the ones that don't work or are supposed to work better in choppy markets, and then I've just put the smart trail on here. You could experiment and try something like the reversal zones, which I've talked about in other videos, and see how the reversal zones look on here. So just zoom in and see if they help at all. So you can see the reversal zones are not tested as well, so the smart trail is a better support and resistance indicator for this strategy, it looks like, because you can see you're not testing them as much, right? So you're not testing up here and you're not testing down here in the reversal zone as often. So to me it looks like the trailing, let's add it in as well and see the difference. The smart trail looks like the better option here for this stuff. I always get confused with these menus. Let's see, here we go. So let's add in the smart trail as well on top of this. So you can see the smart trail is here, but the trend reversal is way up the top here if we close this out. So you're getting these smaller kind of moves rather than these larger moves for the trend reversal stuff. So it could be a fun strategy to try. It seems to work. I tried it a little bit last week. I got a few nice little wins off of it, and I think it's something that you guys might find useful. So hopefully that's useful for you guys that have it. If you don't have it already, like LuxAlgo, then be sure to come and buy it, because I think it's something that's so cheap. $100 for 3 months. It's just a really good value. It's a lot of fun, just testing out all these different things. So definitely come to the blog post, read all the stuff I'm writing about it, see if it's for you, and if it is, use my code STA30. Go to my affiliate link right here. It will really help the channel out, that's for sure. It's a very small commission, but it's you know, it helps pay for some of the time I put in to talk about all this stuff and try and give you guys as much value as possible. Alright, hopefully that's helpful, and I'll talk to you guys soon.